The Illinois High School Association has removed boys gymnastics from the spring sports season, making it the first sport to be discontinued by the IHSA since girls field hockey in 1982.
Gymnastics has always kind of been on the chopping block, and we've always heard, well, we got to be worried. But even though you're kind of ready for it, the moment it happens, it still kind of hits you, and it's kind of sad for me because, I was a high school gymnast back when I was in high school in Illinois, and it's been around for 60 plus years.
The discontinuation mostly stems from low participation numbers across the sport. IHSA Policy 14 states that the board will consider the deletion of an existing state series when less than 10% of the member schools compete in the series. In 2023, there were 40 boys gymnastics teams, many of them co-ops made from multiple schools, while the IHSA has over 800 member schools. The modern era of boys gymnastics saw as many as 79 schools competing back in the 1970s. Despite losing the IHSA sports status, boys gymnastics will continue to roll on across the state, including the two longest running programs in the area, Naperville Central and Naperville North.
I'm super happy that we're still having a season this year because when I first heard the decision that it might be getting cut, I was super upset about that. But, everything worked out. We still got a season. Most of the teams that we faced last year are still going to be the same.
Kids now have the option to play more spring sports than ever before, in addition to clubs and activities. Since 2006, the IHSA has added 6 sports as well as 2 activities, with several of them falling during the spring season. Starting this spring, the Illinois High School Gymnastics Coaches Association will run the sport across the state. It will be under a club format similar to ice hockey and field hockey, plus it's gotten full support from District 203.
We're very happy. Our school district, District 203, is very supportive of boys gymnastics. So this year, Naperville North and Naperville Central still have their teams. We're still under the athletics umbrella of things. So we get support from the district and from our schools. So we're very excited about that.
Now under the IHS GCA, coaches from every team meet once a month during the season, acting like the governing body of the sport. Everything will be run through the organization, with a scheduling and format looking very close to what it's been like the past few seasons. A low number of qualified judges could seem like a reason for gymnastics being taken away from the IHSA, but finding available quality officials is a challenge beyond just gymnastics.
The biggest changes are the changes that are happening behind the scenes. Who's running it, how meets are being run and that sort of thing. But on the surface, if you were to come in and watch a high school gymnastics meet, it would look very similar to what it has been.
The only thing that changed was the higher up stuff, and we don't really mess with that, so nothing changed.
Naperville Central and Naperville North have been the lone Naperville area schools to field full IHSA rosters, but all 6 local schools have been represented by at least one individual participant, with several of them making their marks in the history books. The first IHSA state series was held in 1952, and Naperville North has qualified for 10 of them as a team, the 8th most from any school in Illinois. The Huskies won state as a team in 2001 under legendary coach Brad Farrick, who was at the helm from 1982 to 2016. Naperville Central's best ever finish was a 3rd-place trophy in 1994, while Red Hawk Steve Bashus was the first ever local individual event champion, winning the high bar in 1984. Bennett Academy has had just one boy gymnast in its history, while Neuqua Valley, Mattia Valley, and Wabanzi Valley have had multiple individual competitors throughout the years. Naperville North gave the IHSA a proper send-off with an 8th place finish at the final state series in 2023, their first top 10 finish in over a decade.
To be able to represent Naperville North at the state meet, knowing that was the last sort of IHSA state meet, it was exciting, and the kids were exciting, and they worked hard, though. They worked hard to get there.
Despite the absence of the IHSA, the Naperville boys gymnastics scene is still flying high. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Joe Kennedy.